Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday evening meditation. I'm Rev Rob Banaszak with the Institute for Spiritual Development, and delighted to see everybody taking some time from their busy week to just spend some time in the stillness, to get a message for the rest of the week, and just to honor ourselves in making this time to be still. As we do every week, we are going to allow the beautiful Earth Magic cards to guide our meditation today. And so we will draw a card after I shuffle them, and after you all add your energies to them. We will read about what the card has to say, and then we will spend some time focusing on that card and allowing its message to guide us through our journey this evening. And so last week, we drew the fog card, the veil card, and explored that which was perhaps covering us with a veil, not completely blocked, but certainly opaque in our vision, and allowed some of that cloudiness and that fogginess to clear through our meditation. And so I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to ask everybody to just hold up your hands. You don't have to show your screen, but if you just want to hold up your hands and give your energy to the cards, I will draw the top card so that you can all see that I've drawn the card that we've all stopped on together. So I'm just going to start shuffling, and you can add your energy. I'm going to start now. So our card for this evening is, oh my, yes. So it looks as if this card, and I'll put it down so you can all see it, it's Tsunami, and its message is Wake Up Call. So I'm going to put it down. I'm going to switch cameras so that you can view the card as we talk a little bit about it. There is our card for the day. So just some thoughts as I think about what's going on in our week and in our world. I think that this wake-up call is most likely a state that we are in now, as opposed to something that is going to hit us quickly. All of last year seemed like a tsunami, and we learned to deal with some of the things that we were being asked to wake up to. We've made some adjustments in our lives. We've learned what was important. And I think more than ever, we've learned that we need to be ready for the next wake-up call when it happens. So there's no need to panic. It's just a reminder that it's time to wake up. It's that simple. And I invite you to think about this waking up both as an individual, as you're attending this meditation and going into the stillness with yourself, and then perhaps the wake-up call that we are, as a group, as a community, responsible for helping to instill and helping to bring forth. So the word for the day is tsunami. I believe we've had this one more time as well. Here it is. And just kind of take a look at the card as I read. See what images it conjures up in your own mind's eye as I read. One of the scariest and more destructive of natural phenomena, along with volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes, a tsunami occurs when a large volume of water is suddenly and rapidly displaced. It's triggered by an undersea disturbance, typically an earthquake or a volcanic eruption, that causes a series of powerful waves to travel across the ocean at speeds up to 500 miles per hour. Yet, on an open ocean, the height of these waves seems so small that they generally pass unnoticed. As these waves, collectively called a tsunami, get closer to the shoreline, their height increases enormously, even as their speed slows to 50 miles per hour. The distance between the waves, or the trough, can be considerable, taking 20 to 30 minutes from wave to wave. If the trough hits the land first, the water recedes rapidly and dramatically, followed within minutes by an enormous wave that initially comes as a surge. This receding is a clear sign of an impending tsunami. We can't outrun the wave that follows, but we can avoid being swept up in the destruction by moving to higher ground. You are getting a wake-up call. It may be in the form of a significant loss or other dramatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for initially. You may feel stunned at first, surprised by the unexpected events that are occurring. Yet you also know that it is time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of this event. You are experiencing a real-life drama, so there is no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often when you look back after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that have foreshadowed it happening. There may have been obvious clues that you ignored or omens that were so subtle they were easy to dismiss as imaginings of the mind rather than the voice of your instinct. There are many anecdotes about animals operating purely on instinct, picking up on clues and naturally seeking higher ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake-up call, listen closely to your instincts while at the same time seeking the higher ground of spiritual truth. So I'm going to leave the screen on the card so that during the meditation, if you choose to take a look at it again and to imagine that card in your mind, so that when you close your eyes, you can see it as we walk through this journey. And so again, let us think of this card and this message, the wake-up call, as just another way of us receiving a message from Spirit about being alert and, most importantly, moving to higher ground. This month is the time of love. And so one of our themes at the Institute for Spiritual Development is words of love. We let only words of love be spoken here. And that here can be anywhere from a place to inside our hearts to on our lips. And oftentimes words that are not words of love can pour forth like a tsunami when we are with or when we are seeding energy that fuels them. And in order to avoid the destruction that they cause those around us, and more likely to us ourselves, we move to higher ground. And as we go into meditation, we're going to begin by focusing on our breath as we always do, just paying attention to it as it comes into our body through our nose with a nice inhale. And then we hold it for a moment and appreciate its restorative power. And when it has cleansed our organs, we exhale slowly. We inhale again at your own pace, but paying attention, and hold on to that breath. And then exhale. And one more time where we are paying attention consciously to this breath and holding and exhaling. This breath is our anchor to this plane this evening so that we may journey into ourselves, into the spirit plane. And so you're just going to let your breath resume a natural, full rhythm. As your eyes drift more and more closed, even if they've been closed, just imagine them closing a little more deeply. And see if you can focus inside your mind's eye on a point ahead of you in the darkness that you can keep your mind's eye focused on. Perhaps it's taking you deeper and deeper into the space within. Perhaps you hear that focus that you're seeing through the sounds of the tones. The sound draws you farther and farther into yourself. You feel the freedom of this floating space. And as you go more and more deeply, you find yourself more and more relaxed. Because you are free of the burden of body. You have only spirit. And with that spirit, we feel peace. Deeper and deeper, more and more. And as the tones drift away, we allow the stillness to envelop us and comfort us and soothe us from anything that we had remaining from the earth plane. We feel the silence, soft, whispering like a breeze. We feel safe, we feel warm, we feel calm. And in this calm, we recall in our mind's eye the picture from the card that we drew today, the card of tsunami. The wake-up call. And we relax because we feel safe in this space to explore what the wake-up call means to us. We have been given the chance, like a weather report from Spirit, to know what is coming. And as we reflect, as we step back and look at that card as if we were looking at our own lives, we realize the tsunami is simply our emotions. From a situation or experience or relationship that we have been responding to in our day-to-day living. And I realize in this safe space that we've been feeling this tsunami. We've seen in our mind's eye the water pull back, knowing that a wave was coming. Perhaps we've been stressed about many of the things that we're all stressed about in this world, the pandemic, the economic situation or our own economic situation. Perhaps we've been stressed about an experience at work or with our children or with our spouse or with a decision or choice we must make. But in this space, we can see it from this view. Whether it has happened whether we're in the middle of it, or whether we can sense its impending arrival. And as we gain this bird's eye view in our mind's eye of this tsunami of emotions in our life, we realize that by being here in this space, looking at that experience or issue or relationship or choice from this bird's eye view right now, that we have gone to higher ground. For we can see it all. We can see what we must do, how we must respond, and what our options and opportunities and possibilities are in that response. And again, as the silence envelops us, we feel relief and empowered. We feel decisive and calm, because from this place, looking down on that card and having that card become the tsunami in our lives, that we have all that we need to choose what is best for us. We have the strength and the courage and the determination. And most importantly, we have the perspective of this higher ground right now. And so for the next few moments, we're just going to allow the peace, feeling aligned with the opportunities, not having to decide anything right now, but knowing that we can and will choose what is best for us. We just relax. We watch the waves ebb and flow. We can even watch their intensity and fury overtake everything below us, knowing that we have chosen this higher ground to avoid being in the center of them right now. And as we often do in our meditations, as we gaze down upon the tsunami below us, that we are able to have the perspective of higher ground, we suddenly become aware of the presence of others that have joined us in this space. Whether in real time or whether joining us at another time with another viewing, we sense the presence of others who are able to move to this higher ground and be with us on this higher ground. And from this higher ground, we reach out. We reach out to the person next to us with a gentle touch of spirit, the person above us and below us, and at every angle in between. All the souls who have chosen to come together on this higher ground for the perspective that we need to make our wisest choices. We allow the comfort of this moment to be with us. We greet each other. We smile, a spirit smile that we feel, or we may hear, where all of our senses are combined in this space. And we give one final embrace to one another in this space, feeling the power of our perspective. And we drift back to our own view of our own world. And the waves of experiences that are below us. Knowing that from this higher ground, we can return and face and embrace the opportunities that have come from the waves of this perfectly timed wake-up call for our lives. We are awake. We are awake. We are awake. And while our spirit has awoken, it's now time to return to our physical selves and awaken our bodies, knowing that this higher ground is a place that we can remember vividly from this experience tonight, and that all we need do is close our eyes, imagine the card of the waves of the tsunami, drift above it, get perspective, and return. And so as we think these thoughts, we become once again conscious of that breath as it comes into our bodies and fills us and then leaves our bodies on an exhale. The breath that has held us in this space, in our physical space, so generously holding and tethering us to this earth plane as we inhale and exhale. And so now we choose to return completely to our physical bodies. We're going to inhale 3 breaths quickly. On the first 2, we'll keep our eyes closed. On the last one, we will slowly open them as we exhale. So let's inhale and exhale quickly. Inhale again and exhale quickly. And inhale one more time. And exhale quickly as we open our eyes and return to one another. I hope that you were able to understand that the waves and the tsunamis that we experience are already with us. They're here every day. We've been given the gift of understanding that they're coming. We've been given the gift of knowing that we can take the steps to go to higher ground, change our perspective, see our perspective, and choose accordingly what is wisest and best for us. And so I thank you once again, everyone, for choosing to be here tonight. I always forget to say this for those who are watching, but please subscribe to the ISDDC YouTube channel, which you can do by hitting that subscribe button. And of course, hit your like on this live stream so that we can continue to provide you with exciting and interesting and fun and substantive spiritual contact. Have a great night. I will look forward to seeing you again at one of our events very, very soon. Be well and live well.